I'm Patrick Welsh. I'm an Iraq vet. I served 03-04 in Iraq and then went back for a tiny bit in 05. I live every day with PTSD and a lot of demons on my back. I lost 3 friends in Iraq, and this project I'm doing is kind of a memorial to them. We're working on a 1974 Super Beetle. We're turning it into a rally car that's going to be a rolling memorial. And basically, 22 veterans and 1 active duty try to commit suicide every day because of the demons of PTSD as well as traumatic brain injuries. And last year in February, I tried to commit suicide and was pulled back from the brink by a good group of people, including Keystone Wounded Warrior Project, my wife, and a bunch of friends that I all served in the military with. And because of that, I need to increase the awareness for PTSD and veteran suicide, and came up with the idea for this project. So it definitely needs some help. It's got a long way to go. I was a 17-year-old kid that went and joined the military. My whole family's been military. I mean, I actually have an uncle that has a Navy Cross from Vietnam. I mean, definitely, long history of military in my family. And I thought I was doing kind of the patriotic thing, the right thing, whatever. And so I go and join up at 17, and, it definitely is a different world. The military kind of prepares you. They spend 13 weeks of basic infantry training and everything else to get you ready to go fight in combat. They do absolutely nothing to bring you back from combat, and that's one of the biggest things. And I told somebody the other day, active duty, I think, has it a little worse than National Guard and Reserves, and that's no offense to National Guard and Reserve guys, but when you're National Guard or Reserve, you actually deploy with that family of your brotherhood, and you come back with your family of that brotherhood, and you have that little bit of a support network. When you're active duty and you go and you see the things you've seen, and you lose some of your best friends. I mean, I lost a guy that was a really good guy. He was a Bradley driver in Iraq, and we lost our command sergeant major in Iraq, probably one of the best NCOs the Army's ever seen. And when you have that happen to you active duty, and then you come back, and then, if you ETS out of the Army and don't spend 20 years in, you lose that brotherhood. Everybody's from all over the place. And I think that's one of the biggest things that affected me, is I came back home and, your family doesn't understand you, your friends can't even remotely relate to you. And that's one of the things that makes it the hardest. And then there's a lot of veterans that turn to alcohol, drugs, everything else, and then it just wraps all the demons up to a point where you can't handle it anymore. Basically, like I said, it's a 1974 Super Beetle. We're turning it into a rolling memorial, and basically, we don't really care about winning races. If we take it, there's a couple of rally races that are local. We don't really care about winning the races. We just want to get it out there, and we're also going to take it to a lot of car shows. We're planning a car show actually for around Labor Day to benefit the Keystone Wounded Warriors, as well as Fallen Valor, which is a PTSD support group. But basically, the whole car is going to be painted gray to represent kind of the gray matter of your brain that gets damaged, as well as the gray area of returning home. And York County, and surrounding counties as well, not just York County, but the Gold Star families are going to sign the back of the car with gold paint pen to represent basically represent that they stand behind us and the ultimate sacrifice that they paid. And then the front half of the car will be signed in red paint pen by all the wounded warriors we come across. That basically represents the blood they shed. And then, if any major businesses support, they'll get a little sticker on the back of the car. But basically, the biggest thing we need help with is the motor, because it's running on 2 cylinders right now. And personally, I know nothing about air-cooled motors. So the biggest thing we need is maybe some technical expertise. I mean, we also need a lot of parts and a lot of money. There's a GoFundMe account set up. So, and we also are working on getting our 501c status. So, we wanted to have it done by Armed Forces Day, which is May 16th. I don't know if that's going to happen. The ultimate goal is to have it ready by the 23rd and the 24th for Memorial Day weekend. But basically, if you go to the 16th, that's 20 days away. That's 440 veterans that are going to commit suicide in that time period, that we could be saving somebody's life by increasing the awareness of PTSD and suicide. And if you just don't buy a McDonald's meal today and donate that money, that could save somebody's life. So.